Hello everyone, this is Lydia and I wanted to do a tutorial on reverse canvas. And what I've got here is an 8x10 wrapped canvas, and I'll end up with about a 5x7 workable area once I cut the canvas off. And you can remove the staples if you want to, but that's really a lot of trouble, and it's much easier to just cut it off with a regular old utility knife. So I'll just start up here and go on the outside of the staples. This is all going to get covered up once you put the canvas back on. Got the canvas off, and all I need to do here is take off the excess and just rip it off. It doesn't have to be neat because you're going to cover this area up anyway. So you've got your frame and your canvas, and you can trim the canvas a little bit if you want to right now, but I don't, and we'll talk more about that later. Okay, so I've cut my canvas off and set it aside, and now it's time to paint the frame. I use this flow acrylic paint from Michaels, and I like it because it's really thick, and I can usually get by with one coat. And you can also get the little pump for it, make it really easy. So I usually start with the inside. I'm going to take some push pins, stick them in on the back side here so that I can put it up off my table while it's drying. I can get these edges a little bit better. So we will let that dry. Okay, while the paint is drying, I will cut out my design. This design is from Cut Supplies, and it was a freebie of the week, and it's still available on their site, and I will put that information in the comments. So what I want to do here so that it cuts all together is select the whole thing and attach it. So I will hit Make It, and mirror, since it's heat transfer vinyl, I want to mirror it and cut shiny side down. And I'm actually going to move it down here because I'm using up a vinyl scrap. So it finds my machine, and my dial is set to iron on. If you have a maker, you'll select iron on, and we're ready to cut. Okay, so we've cut out our design, and it's time to weed. Okay, so now I'm ready to press my heat transfer vinyl onto my canvas. So I've got my easy press here, and I've got my chart that tells me, it's probably not going to focus too well with this camera, but that I need to set it to 340. So I'll turn my easy press up to 340. Whoops, and let it start heating up. And it says that I need to do it for 40 seconds on the front. So I'm going to set my timer for 40 seconds. So while that's heating up, I'll come back into focus here. And so I have my canvas that I removed earlier, and it's going to be too big for my frame right now, and that's fine. What we're going to do is we'll leave the extra so that we can center it properly in the frame, just in case we don't do it correctly. But this should be pretty easy for this one. So I can just put my design there. And I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and press this before my Cricut gets up to temperature, because it doesn't have to be perfect, just to get these creases out. Okay, I have got my canvas pressed. My easy press is all heated up. So I'm going to put my design down, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly centered, because we can correct that when we trim it. And you can see it's going to look pretty good on my in my frame, which is not totally dry. So I'll wipe my hands off. And this is 340 degrees for 40 seconds. Okay, while it's still, I'm going to leave the carrier sheet on, turn it over, and press the back. Now I'm going to check my chart just to make sure. I believe it's 15 seconds. Warm peel. So I'm going to adjust my time. Off. This is a warm peel. So the next step is sticking it on the frame. Okay, our frame is all nice and dry, and I've taken the push pins out of it that I used to raise it off of the table. And so I have laid my frame on my canvas, and I use a centering ruler to get it just right. You certainly don't have to do that, but they're available on Amazon if you want to have one. They are kind of handy to have around. And the best way I've come up with to just position this temporarily is just to take a little bit of Scotch tape and tape it down, usually on the top here. So make sure that's not sticking. So I'm just going to flip it over and then take my little push pins and stick those in. So I'm going to roll this back and do the bottom of it first, and I can only do one side at a time because the hot glue sets up pretty quickly. Just press it down. I've tried some other things like staple gun with this, and even with the 1/4-inch staples, they come out the other side. So hot glue it is. It's not my favorite thing to work with, but it seems to be the best thing for this situation. Okay, so I've got this side glued down, and take my push pins out. still looks good that way. Gonna need another refill there. So I like to pull it nice and taut when I start gluing the other sides, because you don't want it to be saggy in the frame. Looking good so far. So I will do this side. Again, pull it while that glue is still warm. And see, it's nice and tight. Then just gonna get this last side and try to pull it back to about where the staples are. I have parchment paper down here to protect my desk from the hot glue gun because it can get messy. And so I'm just going to fold the sides up. And remember, this isn't going to be seen, so it doesn't have to look great. And just cut along that crease. Still got a little bit showing over there. Oh, it's all finished. Usually what I do to hang this is to put command strip picture frame hangers on the back. And I'll put a link to those in my blog post if you want to get some of those that make it really easy to hang these up just about anywhere. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you like it, please give me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.